the TurboTax expert because
well,
I had 2 full-time jobs. Lawyering
that's not what I
and
wanted to do, but whatever. So, you can see I have a REM pod in a Faraday cage that should not go off. 2 K2s. I'll move this one. Oh, alright. Dowsing rods set up in a thing where I'm not touching them at all. So I want to see if those will move or this K2 will go off. What's up, Sir Spookfest here? Yeah, I gotta look at this. Okay, let me actually show my little setup here. This is fully surrounded, just so you can see what I have set up. 2 dowsing rods, 2 K2s, and yeah, let's get started. I'm just gonna be telling a story, really, but I figured why not might as well set up some equipment and see if it goes off. You might hear people in the background. I do have my door closed, but yeah, so let's I'm actually gonna leave that for a moment and walk away. Okay. So I'm going to be telling the story of a shadow person, the first shadow person that I saw. I'm very interested to see if any of this stuff will go off while I'm talking about this because I know my house is haunted. I'm hoping somebody will come through and touch the REM pod, especially with it in being in a Faraday cage or one of the other items. I'm just going to give myself a drink. All right. Let's see. I screwed it all up. But really, this was just to tell the story of my first experience with a shadow person. And really what got me started in doing paranormal. So this story takes place when I was about 16. I won't be touching the table either, I'm just going to sit back. So I was about 16 years old. My friends, it was near Halloween. Me and my friends decided we were going to go to an abandoned asylum in Taunton, Massachusetts, which is Bridgewater Triangle area where I grew up. So we drive our trucks. I follow my friend Casey and his brother Adam over to this asylum. There was me, Casey, Adam, Chesco, Wayne, and then 2 girls. One of the girls was my girlfriend at the time, Sam. The other girl was Crystal or Nicole, I can't remember. But we all went to this asylum. Part of the outer fence surrounding this whole asylum, it was called Paul A. Dever Asylum, was knocked down. So we walked through the fence, walked through some of the fields, past some of the buildings. We found the only window open that went down into the basement, probably 4 or 5 feet. You had to climb into the window and down. Now, we all walked around there. We had a, I had my stupid skateboarding camera, or whatever you want to call it, a high 8 camera. And we went through the tunnels, walking through, we could see a laundry chute on our right, and there was a chair set up like somebody was going to slide down the laundry chute and land in the chair. The chair's facing the laundry chute when we walked in. We walked through these tunnels, miles of tunnels underground, and you can even look up Paul A. Dever if you want. So we all knew that there was something more going on when we were walking through there. Everybody's a bit creeped out automatically. It's pitch black out. We're walking through tunnels of an old asylum. So of course we're all a bit creeped out. We're all teenagers. We knew there was security posted there, and the security post was pretty far away from the building we were at. There was a lot of buildings in that area. So we're walking down tunnels, there's all sorts of pipes and broken shit, and it's all rusty and gross. Walk up, and we see a door with a light behind it. We could see the light coming from the door behind it, and we're thinking maybe that's like a security office. We don't know. One of my friends, Chesko, decides to walk up to the door. As soon as he starts walking up to the door, he starts crunching on broken glass. And we're all like, come back, they're gonna hear you and come chase us. We can't get caught by security. Well, what had happened, we all started moving away. We walked away from that door with the light behind it, but then a big light, looked like a flashlight, started chasing us down these tunnels through this underneath of this abandoned asylum. We all freaked out. All of a sudden the light's gone, and we got into this garage area, all just like hanging out being quiet, and it just stopped chasing us. We had no clue what it was. After that we didn't think it was security anymore. We actually thought we got chased by an orb or a glowing light of some kind. I said we should leave. At this point my friend Chesko climbed up into a small little tunnel in the wall and through an access point for piping. And he said there was a bed back there with the imprint of a body, some other stuff in there like needles and gross shit. And so, alright, fine, we're starting to head back out. My camera was one of the last flashlights because my camera light was on. So my camera dies, and we're all waiting to get up and out of this window to climb up and out, get out of the abandoned asylum, out of the window we came in. Well, I'm standing there with my girlfriend, my friend Adam's next to me, and everyone else is waiting for Casey to climb up and out of the window. He climbs up, and we all look out the window, looking up and out, and there's a shadow person, probably 4.5 feet tall, standing outside of the window. You could see the grassy field kind of, and we're all in shock. I put my hands up thinking it was a security guard. My girlfriend screamed at the time. Some people backed up and ran away. Then you just see the shadow run across the field. I'm trying to climb up and jump out the window. Casey's already out the window and said he didn't see anything. He doesn't know what we're talking about. And we're all yelling inside the building while he's climbing out that there's somebody outside. That somebody's, security's outside or something. Well, me and Casey and the kid Adam see this person run across the field, what it looks like a young person, probably 10, 11 at night, straight into a brick wall and just poof right through the wall. We searched for a good 20 minutes, 25 minutes, walking around different parts of the buildings. There's a bunch of buildings all around. Some of the doors were cracked open, we're looking in. We looked all around, we could not figure out what it was. So that was my first shadow person experience. I still to this day do not understand what we saw, why I would put my hands up if it wasn't. When we saw the tall grass moving and it was running, we thought it was a real person, until it hit the brick wall and disappeared. That was probably one of the scariest moments of my life. We all freaked out. After that, we did have to go hide from security because we could see security car coming up the road. So we all jumped in bushes while we're trying to leave this whole abandoned asylum. My friend Wayne had a Nextel, like a Blurp Beat blip beep Nextel. Luckily, the security guard that stopped right near us, we're all in the bushes. That's 7 of us all hiding in bushes, being quiet, and his burp beep Nextel goes off. The cop picks up his Nextel and goes, "Hello? What did you say?" Thank God his Nextel didn't go off again. But we're all in bushes, freaking out, thinking we're about to get arrested for a security thing. We all got away fine. Security never found us. He probably just thought it was a weird coincidence that he thought he heard his Nextel, but it was really my buddy Wayne in the bushes that his Nextel went off. I have a whole bunch of stories like that. I just wanted to tell this story and set up some equipment. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have started doing ghost investigations unless that type of thing had happened. I mean, I've had other things happen. I have videotapes from way back. They're high 8, old video camera tapes, the small ones. So my sister's going through them, and she's going to be digitizing them and getting all of the tapes redone and put onto DVD or whatever. So there's another story. This one's a bit different. I was not there, but I let my sister use the camera. I'm going to set this up first. I shut one of the lights off, so you shouldn't see any flickering lights from my upper light, like on my last live. Those lights shouldn't flicker. If they do, then that's weird. I'm going to set up the flashlight test just because I like it. And I can't see if K2 has gone off. REM pod has not gone off. I would love to see this go off. If someone's here with me, could you make any of these devices go off, or maybe move one of these rods? So I decided I was gonna, well, I did that. Just gonna see if any of those would move while I'm sitting here. Try and capture something. Just considering I'm doing this to try and find real evidence of the paranormal. So, let's get this. I'm gonna put that right there. Okay. Oh, alright, so it will go off pretty easily. Let's just see if that goes off. So, one of the tapes that my sister did when she took my video camera to her friend's house down the street from my parents' house, they were like, well, let's do a Ouija board. Her friend Angela and Crystal or something, Kristen maybe, I can't remember. But these 3 girls in the basement of my sister's friend's house put the camera down on, just set it up on like a chair facing the Ouija board, and they're all doing Ouija board for a little while. And on the tape, it's, nothing unusual. It's a regular Ouija board session. Well, 3 to 5 minutes into the tape, and they're doing the Ouija board, and nothing really happening. The lights kind of flicker, and you can see the girls kind of get scared. Well, then they start hearing, and chanting and Native American bum 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 bum, like drumming. And the girls get up and run away. I really hope that she could find that tape and actually get it digitized into a DVD, and then I can show it. I really do want it so I can put it on my YouTube. So, not thinking much of it. When the first time I watched that after my sister did that, I was in shock. She's in shock, like, look at this is real. So that was my first time watching something that was with Ouija board that looked like a real experience with a Ouija board, because I know they didn't set it up. They're a bunch of young teenage girls. They're not going to go and press a button and start playing Native American chanting and drumming. What I found out a few years later, it's on one of my YouTube videos, is that there's 38 Native Americans buried in a mass burial ground about half mile from that house. Since then, I've been investigating. I haven't been filming everything. I haven't been putting anything on YouTube that much. I mean, 5 years now I've been doing investigation. I thought this would be a good one just to see if anything, that was me, just to see if anything would happen. I don't expect anything to happen, actually. Most of the time, doing ghost investigations, it's boring. You're gonna sit here and watch this for an hour. So, with some of those older tapes, the fact that they're just filmed by kids and that there's proof on them, I would really like to get those tapes. The first shadow kid was definitely my clearest sight of a shadow person. Another shadow person I've seen, I was at my girlfriend's house, this is much more recent, thinking one of the kids was coming down the stairs in Middleborough, Massachusetts. And I thought somebody was walking down the stairs, one of the kids of my sister-in-law or something. It was not. It was an actual full-body apparition walking down the stairs, stopped on the stairs, you could even hear the footsteps. And then it just ran back, like shot back up the stairs and was gone. I asked the kids later on. The kids said, no, we didn't come downstairs. Now, I also think I've seen shadow people outside of this house in Virginia. I don't live in Massachusetts anymore at the Bridgewater Triangle. But I've had enough instances of what I think is shadow people or things like that. So, and usually when I'm talking about this stuff, things might happen. That's also why I set all this up. So I just wanted to see if anyone would communicate, if anyone would like to try and touch anything. I don't think the REM pod's going to go off. It's in a Faraday cage. It shouldn't go off at all. That stuff's too far away from any of my phone or even the electronics. There's no power near those, so those should not go off. If they have, great. Definitely the rods here should not move. And I figured I'd just do a short video. I like telling stories. I have fun with a lot of this stuff. And a lot of it is, I'm not trying to prove to others. If you believe me or not about these stories, that's fine. If you don't, you know, it's fine. I don't care if you believe me or not. These are just true stories. I mean, I could corroborate the stories with my other friends and have them actually, you know, go onto my YouTube and say, yes, that actually happened. Some of these people I haven't talked to since high school, so it's a bit different. Just stories like that. If you have a story like that and you'd like to talk about it, if you think you've seen a shadow person, let me know about it. I think I just seen a shadow person, not on my last beach investigation, but the beach investigation before that. I believe I saw the Willoughby Spit ghost, or the shadow person, that warns of a storm coming in to the ocean front over here. I think that what I saw was him just showing up real quick because I was out there. It wasn't anything special, it just looked like a person standing next to the ocean. But it scared me pretty good, and of course it was right after I stopped recording that happened. Most of my stuff that happens will be, I'll stop recording and then stuff might start to happen. Yeah, so I have a lot of other stories. If you'd like to hear more stories from me, these are just true stories, things that I remember, how things happened and what happened. I do not like to cut, edit, or even like, that's the most music you'll probably hear in most of my videos. There's some early videos with cover music. But no, I just figured I'd come out here, sit for a little bit. I would stop the TV and do an EVP in here or something, but my kid's out there playing. I can hear him yelling right now. I'm sure you could probably hear stuff. But I figure I'm just gonna let this. I'm just gonna let it roll for a few minutes here. I'm just gonna hang out, see if I notice anything, see if anything goes off. If anybody would like to communicate with me, could you make some lights go off on any of these devices? Also, this light, that light is going to the music. So that's noise activated. Blah, 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 blah. So, there's that. I also want to... Alright, so if you tap the table... Oops. Well, that don't really matter. I'm going to get behind the camera here for a second. 20 minutes, really. Okay. 21:25. All right, I'm just going to sit here for a moment. And let's just see. I might even do, since it's pretty quiet in here, I might even do a spirit box. I do wonder. All right. All right. Alright, that's good. I'm just gonna let that set. I'll even point my camera a bit more down at that. Okay, you can see everything pretty good. Alright. Let's do... I'm going to do the annoying part. I'll try and keep this to about a half hour. So you can see those lights are moving every time I'm talking. So it's actually, that's actually a possibility of if nobody was here and it was quiet in the house, I could set that up that if any noises happen, then you'd see the lights move. So that could be another trigger object. Could you move or touch any of the items on this table here? There's some copper rods right there. Could you move one of those? Try and make them cross. I don't really like holding dowsing rods because the slightest movement they will move. I know that you're supposed to hold on because your energy or whatever, but dowsing rods originally were to find water or to find gold, supposedly. But I'd like to see something move by itself. I have had things move out on the porch in weird ways. I've had even excuse me, on one of my lives, I've had this say my name, and that's on an AM station. So we're gonna do AM.
S-Box. Scanning. FM.
Scanning. Oh, I gotta hit this.
Scanning. AM.
Alright, AM station. Let's scan. And we'll just listen. Hello, I'm Ryan. Would anyone like to speak to me? Or say my name back? I'm Ryan. Said stay something. Said right. I'm not sure what that said. You. I'm not sure what that's saying. It's saying something. Can you say that again? Speak for me?